What the heck did I watch last Tuesday? Oh, sorry. We're live on the show. Hey, welcome to everybody to Geek Culture Congress podcast. This is where we complain about Marvel products. I'm sorry. I mean, we're going to talk about Daredevil Born Again. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think we can say anything about not getting the previews anymore. The way you opened that show.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Yes. Sox is in the building already.
Yes,
Yeah, you want to
sir.
be part of the conversation, of course.
I love it.
Go to Speedy's Multiverse on YouTube and go ahead and comment there. Wherever you're watching this on any social media platform on the live show. If you're enjoying the audio version of this podcast, welcome, everybody. Here, we talk everything geek and nerdy, and yeah, we love to talk about it, especially when we don't like it. Just kidding. No, we like everything, right? Right, Tarek? For the most part.
No, not really.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Joey Franchise, Tarek Lewis with me today here. And we're on the E. I was afraid, Tarek. I was afraid last episode was the season finale.
I thought so too. You had me hyped up for that.
Yeah.
I thought it was too. Yeah, because it's only because you said it. You said it was the season
I screwed
finale.
that up. And I made
Add it to the list of speedy fumbles.
Yeah, that's fine.
We still
Fumbles
can't
names.
I made you guys pay attention though to the episode, even though
Fumbles
You really did.
names.
I'm afraid that
Series episodes, all that.
I'm scared that I paid attention to it. I was like, what the heck? What the heck?
So
happened?
you got all of our listeners not watching the show this week, and you still can't get Kevin Feige's name right. We're never gonna get another preview. We're definitely not getting Thunderbolts.
Definitely. I'm starting to assume that this is why we haven't gotten any Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't think that's why.
Yeah, Speedy, come on, man. Got tighten up.
Not why. Honestly, we're probably more positive on Marvel stuff than a lot of people.
That's true. We're very we're in the middle. We just got always kind of play nice because we're trying to get nice things.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
we play
we're
nice for the
objective.
most part.
We're being objective, I think.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I watch it then on Nerds regularly. He goes hard on Marvel stuff, and he don't like.
But he
it.
can't. He can at this point. Like he's already got his. His opinions already.
Yeah. He's
cemented.
cashing,
he's kind of like
cashing
a
YouTube check.
Stephen A. Smith vibe.
Yeah,
Right.
You can pick fights with Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
He's like the Howard Stern of nerd, pretty much. But unfortunately, us here, we just talk, about this stuff because we like it, and we got nothing else better to do on a Tuesday night, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't like the show. If we're gonna be frank about it, I'm not a fan of the series. I'll just put it that way. I don't say I don't like it.
You're
It's
caught
just
up,
not
right?
my.
You watched last week's
Yeah.
episode? So
Yeah,
why don't
and
you
I-
go ahead and tee off on it first?
But
All right.
you're not a fan of this season
This
of the
particular
series.
episode. The season is okay, and there's a lot of good episodes.
Well, Joey was saying he's not a fan of this series,
Yeah,
but
he's
not
okay
a
with
fan
the
of
series. Period.
Maybe because I'm just not a fan of like law shows anymore. Like I remember I was in a Law and Order phase. I was in a CSI phase early in life, and this is not what I want to see out of my Marvel stuff. I don't want
it's prior
like
TV trauma that you.
yeah.
have.
I
get it.
didn't
Okay.
want She-Hulk to be Ally McBeal, and I didn't want this to be Law and Order. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not what I signed up for as a fan. And here's the thing: I like the Netflix stuff, and they were teetering around these things, but they was getting it in. He was getting it in. I definitely got a nice a nice balance of Daredevil, a nice balance of Matt Murdock, and him and Froggy and their law firm. Like I get that. I understand that that's part of the comic. That's part of Daredevil's lore. But bro, like you really teed up the first episode to be, oh, okay, let me buckle up. This is gonna be a crazy ride, man. Like, but it didn't end up being that way. We got a lot of draggy episodes, but then there's episodes like the bank episode that I said last week that I appreciated. I thought that was really cool. Like it gave another dynamic to Matt Murdock. I felt, and then you got your little Ms. Marvel tease, your MCU, universe kind of tie-in. That was cool. But one thing I did notice though, and I was watching like one of that guy. You watch Den of Nerds. I watch Emergency Awesome a lot, and watching his breakdowns, and like the fact that Marvel. So the old team, the old Netflix team, did every episode except for the last two and the first episode. Or wait, yeah, this one and last night's or last week and tonight's, and they also did episode one. The new team did 3 episodes. The first, I know I'm kind of confusing you, and I'm confusing myself.
That's fine.
So the old team did the series, and then Kevin Feige stepped in and got the new team to direct episodes one, the last one we're getting tonight, and the one from last week. So, and you could tell in the difference is the way like the movie, the way it's shot. You know what I mean? Like the cinematography was a little different. Yeah. So and now it makes sense as to why, because this series is actually very, there's a lot of law stuff going on. You don't really see too much Daredevil like that.
Right.
So, but hopefully they right the ship in season 2, and I'm expecting for this episode tonight to have a lot of blood and a lot of Punisher.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we expected Punisher last episode, but I guess we're gonna get him this episode. Tarek, where are you at with Daredevil Born Again right now, especially the last episode?
I'm okay with it, man, and I'm wondering if my expectations were too high. Because I really like the show on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think as far as the production side and like what they're giving us, I think it's more of like the biggest concern probably was, are they going to clean this up so it's Disney and not as grimy and dirty as the Netflix Daredevil was. And they didn't do that. They didn't clean it up so much. So that's good. And I think they satisfied that part, but I still need more Daredevil, like it's getting kind of weird. Like I still need more Daredevil. I think last episode was more interesting for Bullseye. Than it was for Daredevil. And almost more interesting for Fisk too than it was. Like Daredevil's becoming like a side character that we see through the eyes of Matt Murdock. It's almost like we're seeing the world through the eyes of Matt Murdock, no pun intended. So it's almost like universe building. It's almost like they're trying to build a universe of the street level stuff.
Right.
And I'm wondering if it's a setup for more. Clearly, we're getting Punisher tonight, but I wonder if it's a setup for more street level stuff that we're going to be seeing. Like, are we going to start seeing? Not that Moon Knight is street level, but he's kind of street level. Like, are we going to start seeing stuff like that? Are they setting up to bring back Luke Cage? Are they setting up to bring back a Punisher show? So let's set up a universe on the street, and that's what it feels like Daredevil is. Not in and of itself a show about Daredevil. So that's how I'm feeling about it. It's depending on how this finale. I don't think the finale can, quote unquote, save the season.
Okay.
Like it'd be very hard to be like, oh, well, because the finale was so good that now the whole season was good. But I thought the season was decent. I thought it was decent. I think the expectations are high.
I think that's it. Maybe my expectations are just too high. And I mean, I did not dislike completely the last week's episode, but I was like, okay, let's take Bullseye to the doctor and not tie up his hands. I was like, I got little logic problems. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
That was wild.
Yeah, it just seemed like oh, how convenient. My hands are free. You know what I mean? But it was cool, like the way he started murking people, and it kind of was a allude to some of the movie stuff. Remember Bullseye in the movie? He had like I think he killed somebody like with like a pencil or something, or a lead.
Oh, a pin. He took a pin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or
no, he took a
he
took a pin.
Did, right. In
the show, he took his tooth.
Yeah, his tooth. So
that's why he was he was happy when Matt like smashed his face on the table and loosened his tooth. He saved that tooth so that way he could use it to do Bullseye things.
That's right. It was just some logic things. I did. What made me laugh is when his girlfriend said, most famously, memed thing out of the whole episode when the girlfriend said, "Oh, I saved myself."
Yeah.
and Matt Murdock looked back at her like like a true boyfriend would. What that look like? What? That what?
Yo, that made me so
TF,
mad.
you know?
That made me so mad when she did that. I was so upset.
Oh, but I get it. You know, maybe it's in her trauma. You know, of having to murk somebody. You know.
They're gonna make Matt Murdock turn to one of these red pill podcast guys. Matt Murdock's with the red shades saying, "When you're a man of value," doing that stuff. Yeah, that's wild.
That was funny part of that episode. But then of course we get to the episode's kind of forgettable, to be honest with you, until we get to the end. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. To the
What's
end.
Bullseye's body count, man? Like, how many people was this
but he
dude killed?
murked that whole apartment building in episode 1, pretty much.
He lit that up for sure.
Yeah. Other than, Bullseye escaping and then taking a shot at, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not caught up with Daredevil, come on. All right? The new episode's coming out in 16 minutes. You can do this, okay? All right? I think that it was interesting, and they could have probably ended it like that, because I was like, okay, this is the season finale, and maybe Daredevil's going to die, from his bullet wound, from saving Wilson Fisk. But of course, we know we still got one more episode today, so that's not.
And the show is called Born Again.
Born Again, yeah.
Born Again.
So him getting shot is the Born Again. Now he's gonna be Daredevil. He's gonna go crazy tonight.
Yeah, we're going yellow suit Daredevil. I'm guessing.
I hope not. I don't like. I'm not a fan of the yellow
I'm not
suit.
a fan of the yellow suit. The yellow suit is more that.
The black one is fire. The black with the red trim on it. I dig that one. I was good.
The yellow Daredevil suit is this, the swashbuckling, adventure seeking Daredevil, which kind of makes sense for the She-Hulk, escapade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of out of his element, kind of helping out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes more sense, that color and that vibe. But this is the dark street, Frank Miller, Daredevil that we kind of want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now the real question is, though, where do we rank this among? I don't even want to say like MCU entirely, but just the TV, Marvel TV series.
This season in particular?
Yeah.
It's definitely not the worst. I can't give it the worst.
It's not the
worst.
Not the
worst.
Yeah, it's got some good some good episodes.
I got it over. I got it over Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I got it slightly above Miss Marvel as of right now. Not as good as any of the Punisher or previous Daredevil seasons. There was a wonky season there of Jessica Jones, but I still think better than this so far. It's down there. it's down there. It's not down there because
it's trying to climb out of the hole for you.
Yeah, it's not down there because it's trash. It's just we're ranking what are typically good shows.
Yeah.
I don't have it over Hawkeye or anything. I personally liked Hawkeye.
I liked Hawkeye.
Actually, I think
maybe
Hawkeye's
it's
a superior product to this right now.
Yeah, it's around Echo.
And Echo was.
I think it's slightly better.
Echo was pretty good.
Echo was decent.
I think
Echo was good until the last episode. Why? That's why I'm kind of afraid to watch this episode. Why? What's up with the last episode? Fumble that Marvel has happened sometimes. You know what I mean? Just sometimes, of course, we get. I mean, think about.
I don't think they have
a really good last episode.
Loki.
I think
Loki.
WandaVision.
WandaVision. Yeah.
All right. What else has been a really good last episode in TV?
Huh? Of Disney stuff. I didn't think Hawkeye had a bad ending.
You think Hawkeye
had
a bad episode?
No, I thought it was.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was solid, and Falcon and Winter Soldier had a solid ending episode. That got muddy. The 2 episode prior is where it was like, okay,
it did.
Yeah.
The final episode was okay. It started to get the action started building. Went higher up.
Yeah.
And the stakes I felt the last episode went higher up. maybe just our expectations are just too high for whatever reason. Maybe we're too close. Maybe we're too close to the IP.
That might be it. I don't know if they just really know how to crack the code on the TV stuff. I think it was a good idea, but now it's just starting to become like just not meet the expectations. I think after Endgame and they started diving into the Marvel television stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're tying it in with the movies. It's just hard because the quality. Hold on a second. The quality of production and stuff like that, though, everything they put into like what they do in the movies, like you're not getting the same thing like that in the television shows, and that's what kind of dilutes a lot of the storytelling, in my opinion, just the way everything looks aesthetically. And you got to kind of meet expectations. So if the show sucks, it's like makes the whole entire universe kind of suck for a second. Because you just kind of been putting out this quality product. Like even a Thor: The Dark World can be overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Because not for nothing. I mean, it wasn't the best Marvel movie, but it wasn't terrible in a sense where like it was just like hot garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where because it did have a solid a point in the movie, and I think what Endgame did was make you appreciate those trashy movies that nobody liked or thought that were met the standard, and make you appreciate it for a second. Because I mean, it had the ether in it. The ether, it gave Endgame gave Thor: The Dark World a way to kind of decent, I guess. You know what I mean? It makes sense now. It's tied in. I watched it for a reason. It doesn't make you feel like I just watched this and I got nothing out of it.
Right.
Like there was a payoff. There's no payoff on these TV shows, or there hasn't been much payoff on the TV shows, I should say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What about the finale for Moon Knight? Huh? Sock says he likes Moon Knight.
It was okay. It just sucks that we're seeing we didn't get to really see the John Lockley character, and I understand they wanted to say that for a second season, but we don't even know if we're gonna get a second season of it.
That's true.
It looked good. Like I felt like everything about Moonlight looked good and had all the potential to be that kind of mystic realm that Marvel was gonna start diving into. With all the Midnight Suns characters and stuff like that, and let's be in the beginning of it. But it just didn't. The fight scenes were great. I thought the Oscar Isaac was great. I thought him balancing, multiple personalities was awesome. But it's just like it's like you got us hyped at the last episode, and there was that crazy fight scene, and then he just blacks out, and then that was it.
I think Moon
Knight
right
when it was getting good.
Yeah, I think Moon Knight and Daredevil, they share that dark path, that Batman-esque, vigilante, and I think they could share some screen time. I wouldn't be surprised Moon Knight is in the next season, for a couple episodes or something for some fun.
That'd be cool.
I think from Moon Knight, people want the feminine hippo is what they want.
The hippo.
Yeah,
they want.
They do. They were pretty hyped. They were pretty soft on that when she was there.
Hip Hop Anonymous.
Yeah, I think with the street level shows, that's what I will call these in the series, is that they're looking for an identity in a world where in the MCU, the cinematic universe, like they're going way out, bigger and more into space. Like everything seems like it's going to be into space and alternate realities, and they're struggling with how to intertwine that into these street level shows. Not that they need to, but it's clearly going to be kind of separate, and maybe until Secret War or Doomsday or something like that. But at the time when these shows first came out, it was kind of like, everyone knows about what happened in New York, and people know about the snap and stuff, and it's like getting to see a different perspective. But now this is our primary perspective, and it's none of the big stuff.
I mean, they talked about the scroll thing, like.
But even Brave New World,
little things.
Even Brave New World was kind of street level. Minus having the Hulk, it was kind of like politics and geopolitics or whatever.
And adamantium.
and adamantium, but it wasn't existential threats from space or existential threats from supposed gods, where they didn't have that. So
but they did a good job. I'm sorry, they did a good job though, like acknowledging the celestial, these
We did.
elephants in the room from like outside the galaxy, and all these like non-street level things, these cosmic things that are happening on Earth. Like
Yeah.
I think Brave New World did a good job as to like nudging like, hey, there's this big ass celestial hanging in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and we found adamantium on it. Cool.
Hey, cool.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm with that. You know what I mean? The snap. People going have him talk about the snap as he's running for presidency. You know what I mean? Like I think these little things help out, and the fact that the leaders, his mutation makes him kind of calculate things or kind of see things before they can even happen.
Yeah.
And him already calculating, an attack from another universe happening. Like I think these are like little cool things that these street level characters, can dive into. And I don't think Daredevil is quite ready for something like that yet. But I think in the TV shows, that's what we were missing a lot of, because you're calling it the multiverse saga, and these, phases post Avengers Endgame are happening, and you're not telling us. Yeah, we don't know how these things like kind of connect with these TV shows. So if it's like my thing personally with the TV shows is they should be introducing like other off world, go dive into another Earth or something like that. Either make it a
Yeah.
cartoon or what have you. Just make it a different like Earth, or let something exist on the side. Kind of what they're doing with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon, which wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't perfect, but wasn't bad. But things like that. They tried the What If thing. I mean, the What If thing was just kind of like it got
First one
old
was cool,
really
but
quick.
then
It got
I
old
like
really quick.
season one. I like season one. Yeah.
Yeah, season 1 was good, very good. And then they started doing all this crazy stuff in season 2.
And then season 3, you're just.
I don't know what season 3 was. I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
We could do whatever. It's What If.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, they're gonna watch it. Let's just throw in the Gundams in there. Make them Power Rangers. All right. Where does this
Godzilla now?
Yeah.
You know what I think too about this like, say what you want about Ben Affleck's Daredevil, which I'm sure a lot of people have forgotten or tried to. Say what you want about him.
It's not a bad movie.
You got the feeling that Daredevil kind of has superpowers.
Yeah.
And this Daredevil, he be getting worked by bank robbers, occasionally. It's hard to envision him as like being essential to a larger plot. You know what I'm saying? Because the being able to hear and distinguish things is cool. That was particularly cool in the bank robbing scene, bank robbing episode. But they don't do a great job of using that as one of his superhuman ability.
It's true. I think they did a better job in the original Netflix show.
Yeah. He should not have been getting worked by Muse. And I know Muse knows Taekwondo.
Knows Taekwondo
but just
in the
like,
universe, okay?
Well, what did he place? You know what I mean? What did he place? Can Muse beat Joe Rogan?
Taekwondo since he was a child, okay? So we assume he's at a high level, okay?
Okay. I seen somebody like that get hit over the head with a bottle at Jackson's in 2012. So that two stripes. You did not beat that Heineken bottle. So I we know Punisher is just a kind of a badass, and Daredevil has this super sensitive the senses besides the sight, and they're not really showing that. They're not making him seem like he's a top-notch fighter. Like, would anybody be excited to see Daredevil take on Spider-Man at this point? No. I think in cartoons we were like, oh, Daredevil's gonna fight Spider-Man
in that other universe.
Like, Spider-Man was throwing hands with Spider-Man was throwing hands with Thanos.
Yeah. It's just nothing. The Daredevil character itself hasn't been exciting. It's been dope to see the development of Matt Murdock and his relationships. And these are some messy relationships, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
This is like watching.
That's very comic booky as well.
Yeah.
Very IP, very close to the IP.
Yeah, but it's just not hitting as hard as I think people wanted to. Throw an Electra at the end or something, or
dissertation at the end. Would you be interested? Right.
Yeah.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes before the episode drops on Disney Plus, the season finale, episode 9 of Daredevil Born Again. Hope you guys enjoy it. I guess we could. I don't know what else to talk about. It's not really super exciting. We talked about the 5 minutes preview of Superman.
We also got a 5-minute Thunderbolt.
Yeah, there's a 5-minute Thunderbolt. Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's just the opening scene.
Okay.
It's Yelena Belova jumping from a building, or what's the second tallest building on the planet?
Okay.
The
And
Chrysler Building, or,
no, it's overseas somewhere.
okay.
I want to say. I might
I'm
be
super
bugging.
excited for that
Uh,
movie. I hope it's really good.
from what I'm hearing, I guess there was early screenings and early tests. Well, not test screenings, but like basically the final product of the movie, and
Yeah.
people got a chance to see it, and it got a rave review.
Really?
So
Well, my screener, Marvel. Let's go.
yeah, this might set it off. And you know what I love about what they've been doing with the marketing for this movie
Mhm.
is you don't know what Century looks like. You don't see that.
Yeah,
I just got the Funko Pop toy of Century.
Uh-huh.
I'll show it to you at the office. I got it. I'll
Okay.
show it to you tomorrow.
All right.
But yeah, it's like him in his outfit and stuff. But like, yo, on screen, you don't see it. You only see him as the Void character. That's the only character they're introducing is like the Void in these commercials. And he's just, and just the way the light is hitting him is just he's just blacked out.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome that they're not showing their hand really. I mean, if you know,
Right.
but when you go see the movie, I think fans who aren't familiar with Century are gonna be like, yo,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on? This guy's OP as hell.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to explain his origin in this one. That's got me interested, and how they're going to explain the dichotomy between Sentry and the Void. So it's a lot to wonder and want to see.
Yeah. I think they're gonna follow the comics. I think it's gonna be a guy that's maybe not like a drug addict like in the comics, or he was like a drug addict looking for his next score, and he ends up just shooting himself up with what he thinks is drugs, and it ends up being the Century Serum. I think they're gonna probably twist it. I mean, it's for kids. They're not trying to promote stuff like that. So, and it is Disney. So what I think is it's a guy who's just a down on his luck kind of guy. This is my prediction. Take it with a grain of salt. A guy that's just down on his luck, volunteers to make some money, getting involved with a program like pennies. I guess they don't pay you much to do these little test subjects, trying like makeup and whatever the hell it is.
Right.
So he's just as a test subject. It has nothing to live for. Screw it. What are you guys gonna pay me? I'll do it. Blah blah blah. Lo and behold, becomes the Century. Doesn't even know what he's getting himself involved into, and they experiment on him.
Yeah, because what's his character name is technically Bob.
Bob.
Just Bob.
But that's
Bob.
that's wait, it is in a comic book too.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see them come together as the Thunderbolts. I can watch it over and over again. The Guardian being excited about Winter Soldier. I know it's kind of corny and but I think it's hilarious to me that he's
cool, he's probably like a great hero to him.
Yeah, he sees him as like an icon. I think that's dope.
I feel like he's gonna steal the show in the movie.
It gives that feeling.
David Harbour steal the show.
Yeah,
quite
yeah. It seems like he's going to be the Rocket Raccoon. We all like Guardians, but like Rocket is essential. Like you can't have Guardians without Rocket. It'll be weird.
What else is going on? Let's see. All those crazy there's some crazy leaks and fake pictures out there.
Pump fakes,
and just crazy stuff for Avengers Doomsday. Like it looks blurry.
Robert Downey Jr. looking like Edge and Christian and Edge in WWE in a metal suit.
Hold up. Oh, I got people chiming in on TikTok. TikTok guys, I gotta copy and paste you, so just hang tight.
Yeah, I'm hoping all those leaks aren't real. To be honest,
yes. Are we still getting a Disney Plus show? Yes, we're getting a
special presentation.
Yeah, special presentation. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, we are
kind of what they did with Werewolf by Night. Similar.
Okay.
Yeah. And this episode should set that up, probably, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, we're hoping. Anyway.
Yeah, John Barenthal kind of plays. He's becoming not quite an action star, but just badass character and everything. I mean, he go from Shane to The Walking Dead, Punisher. Now he's going to be the accountant. This film, The Accountant, has a sequel, and he's definitely going to be kicking some ass.
With the former Daredevil.
With the former Daredevil, yeah, full circle. Yeah, with Affleck. Yep. So that's going to be interesting.
I'm
watching,
I seen
the promo. That looks good.
Anything else we're forgetting, Joey, Tarek?
Just those fake photos.
Yeah.
We got fake photos of Robert Downey Jr. in the Doctor Doom outfit. So if you've seen him floating around online and everybody's saying like, "Yo, he looks crazy," like, no, look at Robert. The hairstyle ain't even right.
No, it's
Like
Mm-mm.
Robert Downey hair don't even look like that right
but
now.
I look at the other side as like if they're taking the time to do this stuff, like the hype is real for the Avengers Doomsday thing.
Oh, absolutely. I think people are taking advantage of the fact that there's a lot of hype around it. I do believe one of the photos, though, there's two of them. The one I don't believe, and the other I do. I don't believe the James Marsden who plays Cyclops. I don't believe that photo with him and Ian McKellen who plays Magneto from the original X-Men movies. I do, however,
That's probably
believe that
10 years old.
yeah, I do believe that the James Marsden and Wong photo, the Cyclops and Wong photo, is real.
Okay.
Because I think Wong is gonna be that gap, I want to say, in between maybe the different verses through like the multiverse and the sling ring and whatnot. And
Maybe.
Doctor Strange is already on a mission to fix an incursion. So and the crazy thing is what I'm hearing is like the incursion that was brought up at the end of Multiverse of Madness might be the incursion that happened during the Marvels movie where Monica Rambeau, went on the other side of the portal that what's the name cracked open, Ben.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
In the Marvels, yeah.
Yeah, Art Darben that opened in the Marvels movie, yeah. So that they're saying that the incursion that Clea comes to get Doctor Strange for is for that.
Oh.
And then maybe Doctor Strange and Clea, and maybe Strange grabs Wong with him. They go and they run into the universe where the Bryan Singer X-Men people are.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
America Ferrera, she is going to be training at the temple.
That's true.
America Chavez.
America Chavez.
America Chavez, actress.
America Ferrera.
Yeah. I'm like, she in the movie too.
Change the
Yeah,
name too.
my apologies to Ugly Betty.
She might be. You never know.
Yeah. America, yeah, she's training, so we know she could punch into other realities.
That too.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be hard for them to get. It's not going to be hard for them to get Spectrum back. I think that's what you go by, Photon or Spectrum. It's not going to be hard for them to get Rambo back into the other universe. So
no, I think
especially when Miss Marvel has that direct contact to Wong. So.
Yeah, and then you think about if she's showing up in the X-Men universe that we know, or at least with that Beast that we knew from being Kelsey Grammer, you can imagine she's probably trying to get back.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what are they doing to get back? Like probably you can imagine a world where all these things are working in concert, and I don't know. I think Benedict Cumberbatch, I think, is one of the better actors in the Marvel in MCU at keeping secrets. Like, I don't think you're going to catch him slipping. So I'm not sleeping on him being still in one of these films coming up. Or at least in a cut scene or end credit scene. But by the way, I did watch the entirety of Black Mirror.
Oh, really? Wow.
The new one?
We haven't talked about Black Mirror in a long time.
Yeah, new season of Black Mirror came out. It's 6 episodes.
Okay.
And I had time, so I watched it.
This generation's Twilight Zone, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was very good. Very good season. The previous season I was kind of like iffy on. This one was very good.
Okay.
I will say similar themes throughout all the episodes.
Yeah.
But just with different perspectives. So I recommend watching it and checking it out. It was a good season. And also, I didn't realize until today, I watched it today, Last of Us.
That's right.
Okay.
It is out. I have not watched episode 1. Wow.
I've been checked out.
Totally forgot that happened.
Yeah, I forgot too. I just happened to go on my HBO and was like, oh, Last of Us is out? I was coming here to watch the Flying Lotus, wherever it was.
The White Lotus? Is it the White Lotus?
White Lotus. Yeah, I was coming to watch White Lotus.
Got me watching the White Lotus now.
Yeah.
And that's another kind of like a different, not weird and horror, but in the vein of Twilight Zone, like different stories,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So but Last of Us, this first episode was really good.
Really?
Really good. I had forgotten where it left off. And I can say that little beginning that you show in front of all the shows where they say, "Hey, here's a recap," completely caught me back up. And it was a great. I would wager to say it was a great episode of Last of Us. It was dope.
Interesting. Cool.
So I know some video
I've been
game.
watching, let's see, on the anime side, I've been watching Devil May Cry on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't started that yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
How is
anime
that?
and crazy. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It was a fun.
I wasn't into the video game.
Me neither. But there's a
But
lot of fans of the video game. And talking
yeah.
about video games, man, look at that. The Minecraft is going crazy. Where I warned
Bro,
you guys.
I was gonna go see it today,
Yeah?
and I'm like, I don't want popcorn thrown on me and
Yeah,
young
I know.
kids
I ain't doing
making all
that.
types of noise and rowdy.
Right.
Get my kid all worked up.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, I was
Sinners also drops this weekend, so I'm just gonna.
I want to see that.
That
It's like why, and it makes me trying to figure out like why hasn't Marvel contacted Ryan Coogler about directing a Blade movie?
I don't know.
Money.
Like, dog, he's right there. He's right there. I don't even care if you got to package, Michael B. Jordan in that movie to make it happen. Like, I don't even care if we've already seen Michael as Killmonger. Make him Blade also. I don't give a damn because it seems like the Mahershala Ali situation, y'all can't even figure out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I was wondering if maybe it was like, hey, you're directing in our, the way we have things set up is like you direct this franchise and not another one. But the Russo brothers did some Avengers films. Well, did they only do Avengers films?
Did they Captain America?
No, they did other stuff.
They did Captain America.
They did 22 Bridges with Chadwick Boseman.
Marvel products. Marvel.
Oh, my bad. Marvel products. Yeah, just Captain America stuff.
Well, they did an Avengers film too, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did the Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
And now Secret Wars and Doomsday.
So maybe they're just doing it. But that I don't know. Maybe it's a situation like that. Or where Ryan Coogler was just like, I got other ideas. And
I mean, but was it Destin? I forgot his name. The director for Shang-Chi is directing a Spider-Man movie.
That's true.
No? Okay. Well, there goes that theory. I don't know.
It's all about who wants to sign the dotted line. I think that's what it really boils down to.
For real.
Well,
I'm super hyper centers.
Yeah.
I think sometimes if you guys ever had work done at your house or your apartment, like somebody doesn't want to come in and clean up the work of the previous person. So, you have there's not a good track record for that. Like think of the X-Men Last Stand, 2 different directors, and then somebody has to come in and try to clean up what they've already done and already have in their mind. And it's like, you get blamed for it.
Yep. That's true.
So
that's true. It's very similar.
Some real quick notes out here that I had. So John Boyega had revealed that Kevin Feige once asked him to which character he would like to play in the MCU. When a fan suggested Bishop from X-Men, Boyega said, "Oh, I'd play Bishop," and this is according to Joshua Horowitz. That would be cool. And then we had a Fantastic Four new trailer news should be coming in the coming weeks.
Yeah, they've been teasing that hard on the Twitter, on the X. Yeah,
I'm excited.
So we're not going to have to wait until Thunderbolts. You think we'll get it before that?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll get it before Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
for sure. We got, speaking of Thunderbolts, the embargo will lift on Tuesday, the 22nd, next Tuesday. So we should definitely cater next week's show to reading what everybody has to say about the Thunderbolts movie. So that's, and it's they're doing it early because Marvel Studios has confidence in the movie. So
nice. Okay,
that's that. And Captain America is available to purchase. I bought my copy today on.
You bought a copy?
Yeah, in the digital store. I just got to add it to the collection. It's only right.
Right. All right, guys.
The film Captain America?
The Brave New World.
Yeah.
It's
okay, Brave New World. Yeah,
digitally, it's available digitally. So I had to buy mine just to add it to the collection already.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Shout out to Anthony Mackie. He was on I think it's called the Pivot Podcast with Ryan Clark and Channing. I forgot the athletes.
Yeah.
And they were giving him he was talking about how he did some Netflix things, action films. Yeah. And he was saying Carbon.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. He said when Marvel saw that, they're kind of okay. You can really do these things and open up these doors for him. And then he was talking about Brave New World, and Ryan Clark made a comment. He was like, Anthony Mackie was saying, I have a good stunt guy. He caters my stunts to my ability, so we can, just look the same. And he was kind of like, is that why you don't kick? Is that why Captain America, when you're Captain America, you don't throw kicks? It was a very funny moment.
He threw kicks in Altered Carbon. Well, maybe his stunt double did.
He was like, you don't really throw kicks. Yeah, so Anthony Mackie's doing a great job of still promoting that film and promoting Captain America. So I'm looking forward to. I can now see him as the leader of the Avengers.
Hey, okay, all right,
yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, I did read, and I don't know how true it is, that Kate Bishop will be the leader of the Young Avengers.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know how true that rumor was.
I thought it'd be Ms. Marvel, but I mean, I'm not mad at that either.
We'll see. We'll see what that turns into.
She's older than probably all of them, so
yeah, she's gonna be 32 by the time they finish it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's
middle-aged Avengers.
Go ahead and enjoy that last episode of Daredevil Born Again. And next Tuesday we'll be back. We'll talk about what we experienced, how we feel about Daredevil Born Again, the season finale. And we'll probably talk about them Thunderbolt reviews if they're available. Yeah. And a lot more here on the show. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, thank you very much. Okay, you can also consume it as audio version wherever you listen to your podcast, Geek Culture Congress podcast. If you want to be part of the live show, shoot a comment off and tell us how you feel about us. By all means, come live Tuesday nights Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. and be a part of the show. Shoot some comments in there on the Speedy's Multiverse YouTube channel, the official live home of the Geek Culture Congress podcast. Speedy's Multiverse on YouTube. Speedy's Multiverse. Give us a subscribe over there and like and a follow and all that good stuff. And if you're watching this on other social media platforms, by all means, go give us a subscribe over there, Speedy's Multiverse, or go follow the podcast, Geek Culture Congress podcast, on wherever you listen to your podcast audio, on Instagram. Look us up. Give us a follow there. And, of course, Mr. Tarek Lewis, let them know how they can follow you, sir.
The Tarek Lewis on Instagram and also on YouTube. And if you're in the Kissimmee, St. Cloud, Orlando, Lakeland area, check me out at Porky's Comedy Club on April 25th and 26th with Steve Lally. I'll be featuring there with him.
It's lit. Mr. Joy Franchise, let them know how they can follow you, sir.
Tap in with me on the socials at Joey Franchise, and of course at Franchise on Film.
Of course, you can follow me, my DJ life at DJ Speedy JR. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy Daredevil Born Again. We'll be back next week to talk about it. Peace, everybody.
Peace.